Today we're gonna learn about building. Yes, the importance of building flags, why you need to place them in specific spots, and even talk to one of the best master builders in Call of Dragons. So let's get into today's guide. Hello everyone, yes, smash a like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy, the one and only, and we're here on Call of Dragons, and let's go into the one and only build guide for Call of Dragons. And I do want to give a big shout out and thank you to the NASA lead to allow me to obviously be an R4 to make this video and entrust me for not blowing up or deleting any of the territory. And a big shout out to the member of ROE that helps out a little bit later on that was introduced in the intro, which was Orca. Thank you, big shout out to you. And with all of that, let's actually get into the video. So, when it comes to building flags and your alliance, you need to know the basics. So your core fortress here is going to be your starting point. So when you first drop into any season, even your home season, home kingdom, your very beginning point is your core fortress. This starts off your journey. You can actually drop this anywhere in your zone 1. So remember that when it comes to a good location for dropping this. After you build your core fortress, what you're going to be doing is building flags. Flags are going to generate you alliance resource depending on their placement, and I will go over that in a next section, so just wait for that explanation. However, when it comes to building a flag, you will see it will cost you some resources of every type, as well as a certain amount of your donations you've done through helps and through different methods of your alliance. When you are dropping a flag, you need to make sure obviously there is no areas blocking the flag, and on top of this, the most important thing, which we will touch on later again, the 15-kilometer path. So that's very important for you guys when you're building a flag. When we're going into the other buildings, when it comes to cost of buildings, obviously when building a Fortress 1, you can see it's 150k all the way across, 75k and then 750k for that. So you need to make sure you have the alliance resources in order to do so. And then again, when you've built that alliance Fortress 1, maybe in a zone 2 or a zone 3, once you've progressed in your season, you're going to be obviously wanting to build down the final alliance Fortress 2. This could be in the final zone when you are fighting with all the other alliances in the game. And what you're going to be doing here is obviously spending a little bit more, 300k across the board and then 150k on the stone. So nice and easy there, right? You should have all of the resource requirements or understanding now of the requirement of dropping a fortress or a flag in the game. So now we've gone over those basics of placement and how much it costs. Let's actually go into more in-depth stuff that you need to know. Now we understand the basic requirements to drop a flag or to drop an alliance fortress in the game. What are the benefits of doing so, right? One of them straight away is obviously gaining territory, as you guys know, but you will also increase your member capacity. So you can see here are different types of bonuses that you're going to gain over time. Alliance Tech is obviously one that's going to increase your member limit, but your Alliance Core Fortress gives you a bonus of 10, and every 10 towers built is going to increase your member limit by 1. So you can see here right now all of the maximums, and this will cease to carry on once you hit 200 members. So you're not going to go over 200 in this regard. With towers though, there is some juicy little tips and tricks that you guys need to know about, right? Did you know that every time you actually drop down one of your alliance towers, the cost of those towers increase? So there's a really good tactic if you are trying to mid-max the amount of alliance resources that you are using by actually deleting all the different towers in your area. And you're going to need to do this as well with different aspects of the game. One of them is also the roads. If we hit the road icon, you can see all the blue lines here of all the different roads that's connecting all of the flags. You will realize in the future that you're not going to have enough paths in order to build more flags. And in order to do this, all you're going to have to do is delete some flags, as well as find areas like here where you could be trying to basically just remove one of these roads or two of these roads just to allow you to build more in the future. So just be wary of that. There is a path maximum limit, as well as obviously every time you drop a flag, you are going to be costing yourself more and more resources. However, when we're talking about resources, a flag does generate you different resources. The way you can see this is by clicking the alliance resource point, what I've just done on the top, and it changes your map into this big gridded view, and you can see all of these different icons. All these icons represent, if you are a builder, is how many resources are located in that zone, meaning if it's a good zone or not for what you're looking for. So if you are really needing stone, for a example, you can see this little big quadrant has 4 times the amount of stone compared to the 1 times of the wood and the gold. If you look at any of the other ones, you can see this is very similar. You got 1, 2, and 3. So you can see a different ratio of how much different, minerals and stuff you're gonna resources you're gonna need when you're punching through. However, what you're able to do is zoom in even further, because with one of these boxes there is a giant amount of different little tiny boxes, and what your aim is as a builder is actually to try and place your flags here on a cross. So you can see how this is a cross section, and by doing so, this flag, by being in any of this area, is going to be generating these 2 plus this 1, including the 2, 1, and 1 stone. So this is going to maximize the amount of alliance resources you are generating through your flags, because that is the one thing in this game a lot of people do get mixed up about. They believe for some reason if you farm on alliance territory, you increase the amount of alliance resources to the alliance. That is not true. The only thing it does grant you when you read actually all of the rules of the tower is the fact that it will increase your gathering speed by 25%. That is it. It does not stay anywhere here about putting any of those resources you've done into the alliance. So please be aware of that. However, you do get some benefits like the protection, right? If you go into talents and have alliance protection, if you're farming on a alliance zone, you're gonna have that 25% gathering speed, plus the fact that now no one is going to be able to attack you. So that is the bonus for actually gathering on alliance zones. But the flag itself is what's important. The flag is what's going to generate the different types of, resources in your alliance. So please be wary of that. So what we're going to do is do a really cool part now. I'm going to jump over to a Discord call with a builder from ROE, and we're going to go over a massive amount of different types of scenarios on what's good and what's bad. And this is in PvP, as well as just different areas on how you can build a really advanced or really clever bit of territory for your alliance. So I'm here with ROE's builder, or one of ROE's builders, Orca, and he's going to explain some fundamentals of what we've gone already over in today's video, but give a good explanation on, why they're doing it in their alliance, specifically with this village, for example.
Hey guys, so my name is Orcarider. I'm with ROE for quite a long time, a couple of seasons now. I'm the builder for the main builder for their alliance, and the reason why this specific way the flag and the road is placed is because the alliance, each alliance has a limited amount of roads that you can build, and you as a builder need to min-max all the roads and how they are placed basically. to have a strategic and the most optimal way that you can build to reach your target locations and the key points on the map.
So now you understand the importance of perfect positioning and abusing, the road limit. Here's a really good example as well with Rose building, right? And how they're trying to maximize the way they're working with their allies. So what we're going to do is again pass it on to Ron and let him explain a lot more in-depth reasoning. This territory looks a little bit funky on screen.
So what's happening here is that we have our allies on our left, NTS, and we have our second alliance on our right, ROR, on our right up, and we needed to pass through this spire. And what happened is that we needed to optimize our roads and our territory whenever we wanted to go to the pass level 5. And we needed to make sure that our flag count is as low as possible, and because of the resources, the limited resources. So whenever you're placing a flag, you need to be very attentive that you're choosing the biggest resource node that generates your resource. And also, if you're pushing, if you're aiming for a specific location, you need to make sure that you are aware of the map where you can and where you cannot pass through with a road, because that will influence you if you can place a tower or not. And whenever you want to make sure that you can pass, you make sure that you can pass through a terrain and that you have the possibility to build, you want to optimize your road that it goes to the point that you want to get to. So on the north side flag, it is placed exactly at the edge of the tile. So I maximize my possibilities to make sure that it reaches in the southeast side of the corner, so I can make sure that it falls into that 15 kilometer threshold road limit. Each tile has its own road length that it can support, and you need to take account of it. And to make sure that you are available to build that afar, you need to do some quick math or napkin math.
Yeah, no, amazing, honestly, because that's exactly everything in the basics we've kind of covered about why it's important to keep a lower flag number because of the resources that's required as you're going up the limits as well, and obviously touching on all of the pathing, all of the importance of obviously placing it to maximize your positioning. So I love how this is an offensive and defensive kind of like work together to get around an objective, which was the spire. So let's move on to the next example I want to go on, which is a different server, which is going to be interesting to see a perspective on an offensive way or defensive way of placing a flag. So here we're at DBB in 2406, and this is a really good flag of showcasing that offensive and defensive positioning for one. And I'm going to pass it again over to Orca here to explain why, if this flag was even on this side of the mountain, or even if it was down on the lower side, if you're going to be more of an attacker, why these are really beneficial to your alliance.
So what's happening with the flags is that what separates a basic or an average builder from a master builder is that how you place your flags, where you place your flag. You need to make sure that you're aware of your environment to make sure that if you spend some time that maybe somebody didn't manage to place a flag into a specific location, but if you spend some time and analyze it, you might be able to place a flag in a specific point that can provide you with a strategic advantage over your enemies, providing you territory over a mountain, providing you territory over a river, providing you with an extra tile of teleport spot that you can give to your alliance members and your big guns to go out there and do what they do best: smash the enemies, be in the enemy's face. You can use it to um, gain the position advantage. You can use it as an offense for, let's say, that you want to siege somebody out from their terrain. You can use it in very, very strategic ways. A lot of strategic ways that you can use the flag positioning as well in a specific tile. You can use it for defense to make sure that the enemy has a trouble attacking you, or in offense to gain extra territory, extra movement, extra buffs that you can get because you're on your specific terrain. There are multiple things that you need to take account, and strategy is key basically in this. And you as a builder have one of the most crucial roles in the alliance, that you do your job perfectly, because it actually is like a job at some point. And the alliance's success heavily relies on the builder itself, the alliance builder.
Nice, nice. Definitely agree with that because it is. It's a very hard job. It's a different game play style altogether, and it was really good the way you explained that. So if you guys want to wonder, you know, how to maximize any flags, you do want to try and take advantage, like you said, of like ledges and rivers and just different terrains where you might not have access to it, right? Because you might have to go across a bridge or go up a ramp. But if you actually have that space over it, like this little example we have here, you can actually put maybe like T5 account drop straight down instead of here, right? And she could be doing some absolute massive damage for just a great hypothetical. So thank you, honestly, Orca, for being on. It's been a pleasure for speaking with you, dude. And I'm just gonna move on to the next part of the video. So with all of that, we've got everything hopefully covered. The basics on all of the flag fundamentals, the way you need to place them, all of the tips and tricks as well with reducing those flag limits so you don't obviously spend too many resources out of your storehouse. And with all of that, I want to say a massive, massive shout out and thank you to everyone who was actually able to help me make this video, which was obviously Chidi and Torfry from NASA being able to collaborate together quickly to allow me to be a R4 so I could showcase obviously the building costs and how placing a flag works. Obviously, I wasn't delete any territory, so you guys don't have to worry. This is an FS 2.0. Just gonna shoot that out there. Maybe it's a little bit too early. Who knows? Let's see who's got a bit of sense of humor. And I want to say a massive thank you as well to Orca, dude. Without Orca, he wouldn't be able to give us that juicy information, right, and explain a little bit more in depth why those flags are in certain positions and how you can maximize territorial space and all those different mechanics to do with building. So if you've enjoyed today's video and you've learned something from it, you know what to do. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, stay safe, guys. Stay sneaky. Peace out.